Are we good? Are we live? Can you guys help me out? Are we good? Did it come back? I sure hope it did. Okay, let's blow this up so you guys can see it. I hope we're good. Whitney, die. Somebody say I'm here in the comments so that I know you're here. Okay, so hematocrit is the proportion. Great, I got somebody who said I'm here. Love it. Okay, hematocrit is the proportion by volume. The blood that consists of red blood cells usually means there's some type of anemia again, if it's low. Okay, good. We're back. Make sure you guys say hello. Okay, platelets. A high platelet count, which is what she had, can happen when something causes the bone marrow to make too many platelets. So if you have some sort of condition, an infection, it's called secondary thrombocytosis. If it's primarily from like the bone marrow, it's called it's primary. But that's literally the high platelets. So if we just look at the last three, if we look at the white blood cells, the hemoglobin, the hematocrit, and the platelets, they all go together. So white blood cells, there's a higher number of those because it's trying to fight something. Hemoglobin is responsible because literally there's something lacking in the body. The body is not being able to do a lot of things because you have a lot of inflammation from the Crohn's disease. So the hematocrit and the hemoglobin go together. And then your platelet count is going to be different. It's going to be higher because your body's trying to fight it again. So it's overproducing in the bone marrow, trying to fight this on its own. If that makes sense, drop makes sense in the comments. Okay, neutrophils also play into that. A neutrophil count may be high with some sort of infection due to the increased production of bone marrow, the real number of white blood cells that are neutrophils. So again, this plays into it. So you have too many white blood cells, so the real number of white blood cells is the neutrophils with the absolute. And what you're going to get is you're going to have increased number because your body is literally trying to fight itself. This is what happens when you guys have some sort of inflammatory disease. Crohn's disease is just one of the examples. I understand that Crohn's disease is a very uncomfortable disease, but this is what your body is literally fighting against itself, and that's why you have a rise in all these things. Okay, next thing is monocytes absolute. That's another type of white blood cell. You guys are catching the theme here. So white blood cells, they are working to make your body better. Red blood cells are carrying the oxygen through the body. They have the proteins in them, and they're trying to work coincidentally to heal your body from the inside out, but your body literally is so inflamed that it can't actually work properly. So what happens is it's overproducing, which is causing secondary issues, which is why it's called secondary thrombocytosis. Okay. Monocyte absolute is another type of white blood cells. They help to fight the bacteria, viruses, and all the other infections in the body. So that's why when you have an infection, this is the one specifically that's going to be raised in your blood. Along with the other white blood cells, monocytes are a key element for your immune response. So when you get sick, these rise, they take care of it, they go boom, 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 boom. They literally fight it and it's done. It's a done deal. These are like your ninjas. These are like the ninjas of the body. These are like the ninja white blood cells. So drop ninja in the comments if you love your ninjas. I love my ninjas. Like I'm all about them. The high levels of the monocytes indicates that there's some sort of infection. If you chronic just means long term. If you chronically have this showing up, that means that there's something really going on with your body. And in this instance, she has Crohn's disease. So we know that there is a chronic autoimmune inflammatory disease going on. Okay, now we all know glucose. Okay, so drop sugar in the comments. Or drop carbs. Drop carbs or sugar. You can drop either one. So glucose is something that a lot of people are similar with. Like they know what glucose is. So drop sugar or carbs in the comments if you know what glucose is. It's when the blood glucose level is too high. It's because the body is not properly or doesn't make the hormone of insulin. So you have a lot of people that have glucose issues that are diabetics. It's either they're diabetic because one, their body isn't using the insulin and there's like way too much insulin in the body, like trapped, or two, it's not producing the insulin. So eating too many processed foods can cause your blood sugar to rise, and you get glucose from the foods that you eat. So when you guys are keto, it doesn't affect your blood glucose level. That's the whole point, to keep everything maintained in homeostasis. Homeostasis is the state of living of your body in a very neutral zone. Okay, next thing, C-Reactive Protein, short for CRP. That is literally the biomarker test for inflammation in the body. So let me pull this back over. So now that you guys know what all those things mean, isn't that kind of cool? Like, Hey, wait a minute. I don't want you to see this anymore. I want you to see my face. Hey, isn't that cool? Drop cool in the comments. So I tried to break that down pretty easy for you. All you need to know was her labs. We're going to go back and look at them again. What you saw was all of her labs in those sections with being on a low carb lifestyle, with increasing her exercise and taking BHB, they normaled out. How cool is that? Literally. Oh my gosh, you guys, by the way, there's not a disease treatment for Crohn's disease. It doesn't exist. Like, there's nothing out there. There's only treatments to help the disease along to have a more comfortable ride with it. There's no cure for Crohn's disease. So anything that's really going to help with Crohn's disease, I think is really flipping cool. If you ask me, I don't know. If you're asking me, I'm going to just tell you that's what I think. I think that's really cool. All right. So let me pull up the conclusion that happened with her. You guys want to know the conclusion, the final result? I'll share that with you. If you guys are getting value, drop value. If you share this out, drop shared. So in this case report, the first to administer a lifestyle, oh, I need to move this so you guys can actually see it. Okie dokie, here we go. Here's the conclusion with the study. This case report was the first to administer a lifestyle intervention involving exogenous ketones, BHB salts, for a patient diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Our results show a promise for the combination of light to moderate exercise, what I just talked about, small nutritional changes, so she went to a low-carb lifestyle, and exogenous ketones, supplementation, on significantly improving inflammation and quality of life in this patient. Further research should expand upon these findings to examine exogenous ketone supplementation alone and in conjunction with the lifestyle interventions in a larger patient population with Crohn's disease. So what's cool about this specific article, like I said, this was only on one person, okay? So this is not like a huge medical journal. This is literally, let's take this 151-year-old woman and let's do this and let's see what happens. But if you look at her CRP, okay, if you look at her CRP, you see this one right here? Look at the normal ranges. These are your normal ranges. 0 to 4.9. Before she started this, she was at 62.5. That's how inflamed her body was. By the time it was done, she was in normal ranges. Can you just imagine how good she felt? It all starts on the inside. So I know a lot of people get into ketogenic lifestyle, and I know a lot of people get into ketones. They get into it for fat loss, but honestly, the way that your guys' body is changing on the inside is so important. So having these baseline blood tests is so cool to see because you see such a huge improvement. And as a nurse, I want to make sure that I do my part in sharing this with you because this is not used to tend to treat or giving a diagnosis or any type of medical thing like that. All my intention is to share with you medical journals that are being done. There's so many, so once a week I will be back always to do this. So I do keto kitchens. If you guys are brand new, drop new in the comments if you've never seen before. I would love if you guys shared this out into keto groups to share this knowledge with other people so that they know that there is an answer for people. There's an answer out there, and this may not be your answer, but this may help you get to your answer, if that makes sense. So I feel like it is my job, it is my duty as a nurse who understands all this type of stuff to make sure that you guys can see it because it's like another language. Like Whitney said, it's like Chinese. So I'm trying to break it down as easy as I basically can. I'm still Jenny from the block, though. There's a time that I didn't know what any of this type of stuff was, but I do now, and I feel like it is my responsibility to share with you guys. So I hope you got a lot of value. I'm really excited that you guys spent your time with me. Time is the most valuable thing. If you guys are not following me, please make sure that you do by tapping my face, hitting the 3 dots up in the corner, and hitting follow first so that you never miss a live. I do keto kitchens. I do inspirational videos. I do medical journal reviews. I have a lot of fun on Facebook. You get the raw, real me, like it's just down dirty. That's it. That's how I roll. And I'm really excited to always improve other people's lives by bringing new value to you. So I really want to thank you for your time. Time is the most valuable thing. Once it's gone, you cannot get it back. So I love that you spent a little bit of time with me interpreting this Chinese. You may have been lost along the way, but I hope that you found your journey at the very end of it and understood all of it. And that is all I got for you guys. If you guys are a Betty, drop Betty in the comments. Remember, hashtag pursuing Betty. And if you guys don't know who Betty is, drop who's Betty. I'll make sure you meet her. I hope you guys have an amazing night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.